स्टैंडर्ड 8 सब्जेक्ट सोशल साइंस है। चैप्टर 6 है इफेक्ट ऑफ ब्रिटिश रूल इन इंडिया। आज इसके पॉइंट वाइज क्वेश्चन आंसर करवाऊंगी जो आपको करने हैं। नंबर 1, व्हाट वाज द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ रिफॉर्म्स दैट ब्रिटिशर्स ब्रॉट अबाउट फॉर देयर सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट ऑन इंडिया। आंसर आएगा टू मेक देयर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन स्मूथ। द ब्रिटिशर्स मेड सम रिफॉर्मर्स। द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ these reformers on the Indians were as following. To make the administration run in English, they introduced English education in India. As a result, they got English employees and the Indians gathered under one national umbrella, putting aside regionalism. Next, number 2, as railways started, the transportation of British goods and army became easy. The Britishers could establish their rule over entire India. On the other hand, as the Indians started traveling by railway, their orthodoxism started dissolving and they could come closer to one another. Number 3, owing to modern post and telegraph service, faster communication of India with England started. It made the Indians come closer to one another. Newspapers brought about awakening among people. English education arose spirit of nationalism in India. In carrying out protests against the Britishers, the thought of national education and fundamental education struck people's mind. Next, give reason. Number 1, during the rule of British Company, prosperous Bengal became indebted. Answer आएगा as the Britishers could consent to collect revenue, they put in all the efforts to as much revenue as possible. The revenue officials started practicing unfair ways and started looting the farmers. If crows failed, they confiscated land on the pretext of their revenue. It compelled farmers to borrow money from money lenders of high rates of interest, and the farmers turned indebted in 17 and 17. There was a severe drought and Britishers did not take any action to save people from starvation. As a result, prosperous Bengal became rich indebted. Next, number 2, handicrafts and home industry broke down during the British rule. During the 18th century, industrial revolution started in England. Big industries and factories were established in England. For these factories, the Britishers needed raw materials in large quantities. To get the raw material from India, the Britishers laid tax on clothes and other things being produced in India, up to 80%, while on the imported goods from England, tax was negligible. Therefore, the things made in India were more expensive than those imported from England. For these reasons, the handicrafts and small scale home in India could survive. Next, number 3, Lord William Bentinck made social reforms in India. When William Bentinck came to India as a ruler, there were many social evil customs prevailing in India. He was greatly touched to find the inhuman custom of Sati Pratha with the help of social reform. Like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he framed a law against Sati Pratha in 1829, implemented it strictly and advocate for wisdom marriage. To improve the condition of India, he planned to spend 1 lakh rupees to start education. He had given place to education Indians and in administration. Thus, Lord William Bentinck made many social reforms in India. Number 4, farmers were greatly exploited by permanent settlement scheme. Answer, Lord Cornwallis had implemented permanent settlement scheme. According that the British company fixed land revenue for every year and allotted permanent right of land to landlords. Thus, the company fixed a specific income for itself and raised a royal new landlord class, which would favor the company forever. The farmer worked very hard on undergoing all types of suffering and cultivated land to get handsome yield, but the right of land was with landlords, so they took away all their income. Thus, permanent settlements came, exploited the farmers, and reduced them, them to wretchedness. Next, Mahatma Gandhi ji called British education as education of slavery. According to the commendation of Lord Macaulay, the Britishers implemented the education system. Their ultimate intention was to avail local loyal clerks from India. These who got English education invariably follow ways and manners of the English people. They took themselves to the fortunate in following their religion and their orders. Moreover, the Britishers turned some highly educated people, the people following their thinking, but awarding them some titles like Rao Saab, Raj Bahadur, Lard Saab, etc. Therefore, Gandhiji called British education an education of slavery. Next, lakhs of craftsmen became poor and unemployed during the British rule. The British company wanted to develop the factories and industries of England at any cost. Therefore, they laid almost 80% of tax on India goods in the regions they had acquired. They prevented the Indian good finding its way to abroad. On the other hand, they kept negligible negligible tax on the goods prepared in the factories of England and managed that it could be available easily. Therefore, the craftsmen of India lost their employment and were caught in poverty. The next short note, life in India during the English rule. During the British rule, in the period of Warren Hastings, the job of collecting land revenues was allotted to collector. He also performed function of a magistrate. Owing to such system of British administration, the institution of village self-government came to naught. The way the Britishers started social reforms, people were greatly scared that the Britishers would convert people in the following Christianity and that would ruin their religion and civilization. In railway and army, the social system of India was frequently ignored. They had issued an order in Agra that every Indian had to salute the British. The Britishers started collecting more and more land revenue. So the farmers were reduced to poverty. The farmers fell victims to the interest system of money exchanges. Agriculture broke down, traders and industries collapsed, lakhs of craftsmen became unemployed. Thus, during the British rule, the Indian society was in a pitiable condition. Next question number 2 है during the period of the Britishers, trade and industries were new. India was very prosperous before the Britishers came to India. Handlooms of India provided enough food to Europe and Asia. Western tradesmen came to India to buy goods. A number of things were exported to foreign countries from India, and India imported a lot of gold and silver. With the introduction of the British, the condition changed. Gold and silver started following in opposite direction. The raw material produced in India was taken. Next, our repeatable condition of the farmers of India and reforms of British rule. The reforms brought about by the Britishers were to their own advantage. It was It was necessary to boost up British trade and to strengthen the hold of the army. Indian province was very large. It was very important to keep peace on such a large province. Therefore, they made facilities of railway, post and telegraph and education. On the other hand, the people of India were reduced to wretchedness. The intolerable land revenue system made the farmers miserable. Number 4. Ignoring social system of India in railway and army. Answer. Social system of India in railway and army was ignored in the following way. People of every class or creed were made to sit together in railway, which was not admissible for people of same belonging to higher class of society. Number 2. Every person recruited in army had to live together in army campus. Indian soldier was not appointed higher post in the army. 4. The salary of Indian soldiers was less than that of British soldiers. जो ब्रिटिश सोल्जर्स थे उनसे इंडियन जो सोल्जर्स थे उनको सैलरी बहुत लेस देते थे, मीन्स कम देते थे. ठीक है, ये चैप्टर आपका अभी यहाँ पे मीन्स अभी इनकम्प्लीट है. नेक्स्ट वीडियो में इसके ब्रीफली आंसर, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स और ट्रू फॉल्स करवाऊँगी. ये आपको क्लास की बुक में और होमवर्क की बुक में लिखना है और इसे लर्न भी करना है. थैंक यू.